Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope your day and your week have been going very well so far. Got a new day, which of course means a new MLB Player Prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. We have day 2 of our April ladder challenge. That's right, folks. Contrary to popular belief, we actually cashed a bet yesterday. We cashed our 2-leg parlay as part of our day 1 of our April ladder challenge. So a really solid start to the month. We needed it badly. Jumping right to the recap screen here, Nolan Arenado over half a hit was a massive sweat. We looked cooked for a long time, and then thank God for extra innings. He cashes his line, and Logan Allen over 1.5 earned runs. Never really a doubt. They got creamed yesterday. Good game by San Diego. Plus 124 odds, so nice little hit there, plus 1.24 units. A much-needed win. And this, of course, being a ladder challenge, we are going to go ahead and put the 1.24 units profit from yesterday's video, yesterday's win, into today's parlay. So we got another 2-leg parlay coming up today. I'm not doing any other single bets today. I'm sticking with just the parlays for now. Keep the positive momentum, positive vibes going. This will be another shorter video, just kind of like yesterday. So I do apologize again if you guys are here for multiple picks. But right now, with the way we've been cold with our single bets, I think it's best that we stick with the parlays for right now, just for now, and it's as we get kind of our momentum going, you should say. So day 2 of our ladder challenge, a 2-leg parlay coming your way right now. All right, guys, I actually did something mid-recording where I decided, you know what, there was another player prop that I really, really liked from, by the way, our first game we're looking at is the Royals-Brewers game, 1:10 p.m. first pitch. There's another prop I really liked in this game. So we're actually going to make this a 3-leg parlay. So it was supposed to be a 2-leg parlay. We're going to rock with a 3-leg parlay for day 2 of our ladder challenge, taking some risk here. So 2 legs are going to come from this Brewers-Royals game, and the third player prop, the third leg, will come from another game. But our first leg in today's parlay, again, Royals-Brewers, 1:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Freddie Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers over half an earned run. I'm sorry, guys, that was incorrect. I don't know what happened to my screen there. It's over 1.5 earned runs. Over half earned run, obviously really better, but not available anywhere. Over 1.5 earned runs for Freddie Peralta. It's our first leg of our 3-leg parlay. We are using DraftKings for today's parlay. It's available for -180 over on DraftKings. Now, he's had 1 start so far this year against the Yankees back. I believe that was the season opener. He did give up 2 runs and was a 4-2 win for the Yankees. So we do have a nice 100% hit rate, very small sample size, but 100% hit rate this year for Freddie Peralta. But looking back even to last season for Peralta, he cashed this line in 61% of his games last year. 20 out of 33 starts, averaging 2.24 earned runs per game last season. So we really just need Freddie Peralta to basically just match his average from last year, and we should be good to go. 2 runs is all we need for him to go ahead and cash his leg of the parlay. He had a 3.68 ERA last year, 11.9 record as a starter. So it seems like we got a pretty good number here, pretty good data to support this. And believe it or not, Freddie Peralta actually was worse at home last year than he was on the road. A 72% hit rate at home on this under for Freddie Peralta. 13 out of 18 starts in Milwaukee. He cashed this over, averaging 2.5 earned runs per game at home last season. So while most pitchers feel comfort in their home stadium, not so much Freddie Peralta. Again, 72% hit rate last year on this 1.5 over line for earned runs last year. So some pretty good numbers here for Freddie Peralta from a data standpoint. Now look at the matchup versus Kansas City. Now again, it's tough because a lot of the data we have is coming off of last year's numbers. I did go do some separate research to go ahead and look at what Kansas City's offense looks like this year, and the numbers are okay. They currently rank in terms of team batting average overall through the first 5 games of the year. They are in the top half of Major League Baseball. I believe they're 13th right now, which isn't good, or great, I should say, but it's not terrible. And then you also look at their run scoring. They've scored at least 2 runs in 4 of their 5 games. The only game they failed to score even any runs was yesterday's game versus Milwaukee. They lost and didn't score a single run in that game. They lost 5-0 yesterday, but they have scored at least 2 runs in the previous 4 games to start the year. So we just need them to score 2 runs, and we go ahead and we cash that prop. Again, they're not I wouldn't say they're a great hitting team, but they are a halfway decent hitting team. You look at the numbers for Kansas City's hitters versus right-handed pitchers, of course, Freddie Peralta being a right-handed pitcher. We do have some guys who have success. I mean, I know you see some red here, but Furman 261, Salvador Perez 263. You do have a couple of decent numbers here, some decent hitters. Vinny Pasquantino 267, Bobby Witt Jr. hitting 336 off of righties. So you do have some decent hitters here in this matchup against Freddie Peralta. Again, he cashed it once this year already. Pretty good numbers from last year. I think it's a really solid player prop and minus 180 odds to an alternate line to be sure, but not too bad when it comes from a value standpoint. By the way, guys, if you are watching this video at today's point, please go ahead and comment finally, we hit a bet. Go ahead and comment finally down below if you're watching today's video at this point. We appreciate those who watch through each and every video, especially when we have the videos like we've had the last week or so where we're not hitting a lot of our bets. If you're still watching, even though we're losing, we really do appreciate you guys. But yeah, really nice win yesterday. Let's see if we can't go ahead and double down and win today as well. And like I said, guys, our second player prop, we're sticking with this same Royals-Brewers game, 1:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Bobby Witt Jr., who I just mentioned previously in the hitting props there. Over half a hit, which we're getting for minus 260 on DraftKings. So this one's definitely an alternate line. But of course, being a heavy alternate line, the data is fantastic. You see a 79% hit rate last year on this over for Bobby Witt Jr. He had a hit in 132 out of 167 games last year for the Kansas City Royals. So a pretty good player prop here. So far this season, he's cashed in all 5 games, so a 5-game hitting streak to kick off the season for Bobby Witt Jr., averaging 1.2 hits per game this season. From a head-to-head standpoint, he's cashed his over in 4 of his last 5 matchups against the Milwaukee Brewers, including both games in this series thus far. He's cashed the over. He's averaging 1.4 hits per game across the last 5 matchups against Milwaukee. And we talked about how in the last player prop, Freddie Peralta, really bad numbers at home for him, which is obviously really good for us. And look at Bobby Witt Jr. on the road, really good numbers. A 74% hit rate on this over when playing on the road last season, averaging 1.14 hits per game on the road. And the insights provided by Outlier kind of reiterate that statement. He's cashed the over of half a hit in 15 of his last 19 games on the road, a 79% hit rate. So some pretty good numbers there for Bobby Witt Jr. And if you go down below to the key matchup stats here, the numbers are really solid. It all around looks like a pretty good player prop here. Bobby Witt Jr., 332 batting average overall last year. When you do face off with right-handed pitchers, you do see some slight increases, not major increases, but slight increases in the data. He goes 336, which is a 0.04 bump from his overall numbers, but still an increase. 359 BABIP, an increase from his overall mark of 354. His WRC plus increases almost 10 points. And then the only thing that goes down slightly is the hard hitting percentage goes down to 34.9%. But a very slight decrease there. And looking at Freddie Peralta last season, overall 224 batting average allowed, 278 BABIP. You do notice, though, that versus right-handed batters, those numbers do increase. 240 batting average allowed, 286 BABIP. His ERA goes up to 472. His FIP goes up to 498. So across the board, it looks like a really good matchup here. And, of course, it kind of plays in hand with what we're looking for with that Freddie Peralta over 1.5 earned run bet. If Bobby Witt Jr. is hitting baseballs, it's very likely that some runs are going to be scored on Freddie Peralta here. So a pretty good second leg of our 3-leg parlay. All right, guys, in our third and final leg in today's parlay, we're moving on to the Tigers-Mariners game, 4:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Tariq Skubal over 6.5 strikeouts, which we're getting for minus 160 over on DraftKings. And so far this year, 0-1 for Tariq Skubal, that season opener versus the Dodgers. The Dodgers, of course, being one of the best offenses. I don't even think the best. I think they're the best lineup in baseball. Really hard to strike them out. He only had 2 strikeouts in that game. But if you do go ahead and look at the numbers from last year, he had a 62% hit rate on this over, 21 out of 34 starts. He cashed the over, averaging 7.29 strikeouts per game last year for the Tigers. So although the first start of the year was not very good, the numbers overall last year were pretty solid. And look at the head-to-head data. Each of the last 2 times he's faced off with the Seattle Mariners, dating back to last season, of course, he cashed the over, and he's averaging 9 strikeouts per game. 9 strikeouts back on August 7th, 9 strikeouts back on August 13th. So some pretty good head-to-head data there for Tariq Skubal. And obviously Seattle, one of the highest strikeout rate teams in MLB baseball. Even yesterday, I think it was Jack Kaiser was pitching for the Tigers yesterday. His line was only at 3.5 strikeouts. I'm pretty sure he crushed that line. This team strikeouts a shit ton, especially when facing off with left-handed pitchers. Skubal obviously in the 92nd percentile in strikeouts per 9 innings, 96th percentile in strikeout percentage. So one of the best strikeout pitchers in baseball last year, going up against a team that last year overall were bottom 4 in Major League Baseball in strikeout percentage against left-handed pitchers. So across the board, it looks like we got a pretty good matchup on our hands here. And minus 160, honestly, pretty solid value. So, guys, those are all 3 legs in today's parlay. Quick little recap from the Royals-Brewers game. We have Freddie Peralta over 1.5 earned runs, Bobby Witt Jr. over half a hit. And then from the Tigers-Mariners game, we have Trey Skubal over 6.5 strikeouts. You parlay all 3 together, you get a parlay of plus 217 odds over on DraftKings. Normally, I wouldn't go this high for a day 2 of a ladder challenge, but we're taking some risks here, and I really like these 3 player props in today's slate. So again, guys, we're deploying 1.24 units on this parlay. Now, I like to take the initial unit invested and put it back in my pocket so that if we lose, we just break even at the end of the day. You guys can obviously do whatever you'd like. If you want to put the whole 2.24 units on this today's parlay, go for it. Me, I'm a firm believer in money management, and you can go ahead and take that official investment back and put it in your pocket. Now you're playing with house money, and you're kind of sweat free for the most part with this ladder challenge. So day 2, we're putting 1.24 units, at least I am, on today's parlay. If it hits, we'll be back tomorrow. Regardless if we win or lose, as you can tell, we will be back tomorrow with another MLB Player Prop video. Until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your Wednesday. Let's go ahead and make some money.